So I'll just talk a little bit about myself. Most of my films, most of my short films were made in English, and a lot of times people ask me about middle class people and I guess like people looking west to find enlightenment in their life, you know, versus people from the west looking east to find enlightenment. And people ask me, you know, how are you film Singaporean and what makes you a Singaporean filmmaker? Because I grew up watching a lot of American films and I studied in America as well during my film education. So recently I met someone called Matthew Tan, who is quite a historical figure in Singapore. He sang in this band called Matthew and the Mandarins, and for some of you of that generation, you know, but maybe not here. He had this hit song called Singapore Cowboy that he wrote in Nashville in the 70s, and he actually went to Nashville in the late 70s to record this song called Singapore Cowboy and came back to Singapore and became, you know, this #1 hit song and, you know, spin off into an album. So I had an opportunity to make a documentary about him, which was really an inspirational experience for me. I decided that I was going to write a feature film based on his life. So I'm not going to talk too much, and I'm going to show the documentary. And until it cuts off, it's actually quite long, but we'll just cut it off, you know, whenever they ring the bell. And I hope you guys like it. I'm sorry. Oh.
Nashville, Tennessee, where all year long the summer breezes blow. And while my friends are flying kites and planting bonsai trees, I got high on country radio.
Singapore Cowboy was a song that I enjoyed particularly because of the lyrics. I felt that it was a very honest song about Matthew's life, about how he fell in love with country music, and he had proudly referenced the fact that it was odd, but it didn't matter. He was just doing what he loved, and he made it work for himself.
My home, bright stars and guitars, but none of my own. Singapore Cowboy, where do I belong? Won't you sing a poor cowboy in the lawn?
There's no one in Singapore, even now or back then, that play country music. So that's what makes Matthew stand up from the rest of the bands that we have in Singapore.
I find that Matthew has a very soothing voice, a voice that you can actually listen, and even if you don't dance, you know.
I think it's country songs, more smooth, more slow. Slow, then a lot of senior citizen people, they can dance, not set the music, hot music very fast. A lot of senior citizens, they cannot make it in the fast step.
He is so good that he is comparable to people like Dave Sheriff and even George Strait.
I've never seen a Chinaman could sing a country music song.
Won't you sing a poor cowboy and the longest song?
Matthew, it's a real pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for speaking with me today.
My pleasure.
Now, Matthew, I've uncovered a lovely photo of you from not very long ago, it would seem, because you seem to look exactly the same as you do now.
Oh, thank you. That's my first album with EMI, 1978.
Right, called Matthew and the Mandarins.
That's right.
And this picture was taken
in the Singapore Turf Club. It was raining, and you can see my hair was a little wet.
Your hair does look slightly moist. Yeah, yes, but still very handsome. Could you tell us how it first started for you?
I was actually in a church choir that was taught by the late emeritus Archbishop, and I always remember that he says, "Sing with your head voice, not with a throat voice. And I guess I was so into music and singing that whatever he tells me, then he says, diction, pronunciation, and all these things. So I took it to heart.
So you progressed from choir boy to cowboy. That must have been quite a change. Now, what exactly about country music was it that appealed to you as a young boy growing up?
It's a good feeling, Although literally I may not be actually experiencing the same thing, but eventually somehow something might be related to your lifestyle. You see Loretta Lynn song, Coal Miner's Daughter. I don't exactly grow up that way, but we know how it is to be poor. I live in Upper Serangoon, which is a real Ulu place, atap houses, and you cannot be any more country than that, When I was actually doing gigs and functions at that time, a lot of my musician friends used to tease me and actually disturb me, and kid me, call me Hang Tan. Yeah, because of Hank Williams, First function I remember I played for my guitarist friend, one of his old girlfriends' birthday party in somewhere in Katong.
That was your first professional gig?
And $35.
For the whole band?
Yeah, we didn't care about the money. We just wanted to go there and play and meet girls.
When did you turn into Matthew and the Mandarins?
Website bobbyboyfilms.com, or type in Singapore country and this will pop up. But I think Matthew is really, he defies I think people's notion of what it is to be Singaporeans. As Singaporeans, I think we're extremely culturally adaptive, and we also can adopt new accents at any point in time. And I think it was very affirming for me to meet someone like him, who had this journey in his life in the 70s and still has such a huge fan base today, and so that's what I wanted to share. Thanks.
I'm having a chat on what she's gonna say. She said something totally different. She's like, I want to share how actually I take a lot of effort to make every of my short films as high production quality as a feature film, and that's important to me. And I'm sure the work speaks for itself. So thank you.